What's going on, y'all? This is Smarty coming to you once again with my view. So, tonight, I want to talk about how the Republican Party is failing the state of Mississippi. And the reason why I'm talking about this, because I'm sick and tired of hearing people like Brandon Tatum and Candace Owens speaking so highly about the Republican Party and how they are making black people so successful in this country. It is their motto is get on the Republican train, and watch it grow. Watch what happens when you just follow the Republican Party. Now, so what I did was I went and picked out a southern state. Because we all know the South is red. Every state in the South except for two has a Republican governor. So I just want to show people where these idiots like Brandon Tatum and Candace Owens are lying to the people. Mississippi. Let's talk about education first. Mississippi. If you're looking at my chart here, you look at South Carolina, Kentucky, Alabama, Arkansas, Louisiana, West Virginia, Mississippi. All these are southern states, except for West Virginia, but it's still a rural state in a sense. Now, what do all these states have in common, except for one at this time? Louisiana is the only state that is Democratic, that has a Democratic governor. The rest of these states all has Republican governors. Now, look at the education system. All these states who has Republican governors are at the bottom. They're at the bottom when it comes to education. What? Republicans leading states and they're at the bottom of education? Do Brandon Tatum and Candace Owens know about this? That's just a start. Now, like I said, I'm not picking on Mississippi per se, but I just want people to understand when these people talk about Republicans are doing so well for the black community and they're uplifting the black community, that's a lie. Now, let's go on. Right here. Let's talk about unemployment. Unemployment. Mississippi. Now, this chart right here shows 51, because it includes the District of Columbia. But look where Mississippi ranks at. Almost dead last. Almost dead last. At 5.7%. Now, that unemployment rate goes hand in hand with education. Because I guarantee you, the reason why it's so high, because you got so many people in Mississippi who are not educated. When I say not educated, I mean as in high school dropouts. Guarantee that's the reason why. But, like I say, this is a Republican governor who's running this state. Matter of fact, this is a Republican state who hasn't had but one Democratic governor in the last almost 30 years. Think about that. And Mississippi is bringing up the rear. Let's move on here. Now, these are the governors. Now, Mr. Ronnie Musgrove is the only Democratic governor in the state of Mississippi since 1992. 1992. So you're looking at 5 governors, and then 4 of them are Republicans since 1992. So why is Mississippi doing so bad if the Republican Party is that party that's going to do well for black people? Let's move on. Now, the population of Mississippi is 37.7%. Whites make up 58.59%. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up, because I'm going to show you another stat that we all should be shocked at. Now, this chart right here breaks down Mississippi is the blackest state in this country at 37 point some percent. the blackest state in this country. And also, it's the poorest state in this country. Now, let's go back to this Republican theme. Education, unemployment, and poverty. Mississippi leads the nation in those three categories. Under a Republican governor. Now, let's move on to the next slide. Look at this slide. Not one African American in the last 129 years has won a state office in the state of Mississippi. In 129 years. You talk about the blackest state in this country, and they haven't had not one black American to win a state-run race in 129 years. And that 129 years goes back to Reconstruction. 129 years in the blackest state in America. Now, let's go back to this first chart, because I want to show y'all something else. When we talk about the Republican Party, let's go back to this one right here. Now, we talked about unemployment, we talked about education, but do y'all see a trend in this? Some of the most poor states in America are in the South. And they're ran by Republicans. But if we sit here and listen to Candace Owens and Brandon Tatum, you would think that every state in the South that had a Republican governor would be at the top, not the bottom. And I want black people to understand one thing. Y'all must get educated and y'all must get out and vote. Mississippi is the prime example of what happens when you don't vote. You can't make changes in your state at all. A state with 37% black people and that never had a statewide black person win office, there's an issue there. And that means that black people are not getting out to vote. They're not. They're not getting out to vote, and they really need to. And that's why we have people like Brandon Tatum and Candace Owens running around spewing all this garbage about the Republican Party and how great it is for black people when it's not. It's not. I just showed you some proof right here that is not true. That is a myth. Just think about it. Go look at South Carolina. Go look at Georgia. Go look at Florida. Go look at Alabama. Go look at Mississippi. Look at Texas. Look at all those states, and you tell me, are black people doing better in those states than in any other states? No, they're not. So I just want y'all to take away some things from this. Don't listen to people like Candace Owens or Brandon Tatum. They're leading you astray. But one thing you do need to do, get out and vote. Change your state. Don't be like Mississippi, where you have never had a black man win statewide office. Get out and vote. And don't believe the hype about the Republican parties are going to save black people, because they're not. And now they showed you several examples of that. The Republican Party is not going to save us. You need to save yourself. Bottom line.